it's Mermaid Minnow. It feels like it's been a really long time since I've talked to you all, and actually I think it has. I think that the last time I actually sat down and filmed a video was beginning of March. So it has been a little while. The last video I did do where I was sitting down was an unboxing video, and I did that in early March. This is going to be yet another unboxing video, but why I kind of am doing this is because one thing that I really want to focus on this year is my skills as a mermaid. So I've talked about this so many times, but I have been mermaiding for 3 years at this point. And so there's a lot of things I still can't do as a mer. I struggle with, like, I can't do flips, kind of, that's a long story. I can kind of do a front flip. And there's a couple other things I struggle with. In this most recent video I posted this last week, you can see I was trying to do a spin, but I was coming up as I was doing the spin. So just some things that I want to work on and perfect and kind of learn more tricks. And so that's something that I plan on working on a lot more over this next year. So to be able to do that, there's a couple of things that I really need. And that's one, confidence, but two, using a different monofin. So the monofin that I've been using most recently in my Shop Vancouver Mermaid tail is a Finis Luna. Outside of that, my go-to monofin is a Mertailer. So if you've seen my videos where I talk about the differences between silicone and, you know, stiffer blade monofins, the stiffer blade monofins are definitely easier to navigate in. They make turning a lot easier, flips a lot easier, because you have a different level of, one, propulsion, but also just control in the tails. So I have my favorite, if you recall that video, and I'll go ahead and put a card up above, for the stiff monofins, my favorite monofin is the Mermaid Linden monofin. So I really enjoy this one most, and I don't actually have any tail skins to go with this. Now, I do have a, I know some people have put it in the Mertailer, yeah, the original Fantasy fin. It doesn't really fit all that well. So Mertailer specifically makes skins for the Linden monofins now, but you know, because this is a tail that really I'm just using to practice, because you get better control when you have your tail on, you can keep your knees together, all that stuff. I need extra help. So I figured that I would kind of go for a cheaper option. So while I was thinking about it, I did a little research. I looked at Mermaid Seamstress, and she actually has a video where she uses a Fin Fun tail skin with a Linden monofin. So I have a Fin Fun, but my Fin Fun doesn't actually fit. It's a little too big, and so it is a little bit, I don't know, it's just not as good. And so I really wanted a tail that I could just throw into a bag and would fit me okay and would be easy to work with. I don't have to worry about it sliding down my body as I'm trying to focus on flips and, you know, looking at my dolphin kick. So I went on to Fin Fun's website, and every once in a while Fin Fun has some sales, but it turned out that this wasn't one of those site-wide sales. There's a couple of tail skins that actually were on sale. So I actually live relatively close to where Fin Fun's distributor is. It's in Idaho, and I am right next to Idaho. So the shipping times on this are going to be different than what most people might experience, since I'm one state to the left of Idaho. So it's not like you're going to be able to get it maybe as fast. So I originally ordered the tail on March 24th, and it shipped to me the same day, or at least the notification of shipping occurred the same day. Then on the 1st of April, the tail skin actually got to me. So let's go ahead, and as you can see, I've already opened it up here, but let's go ahead and get into the tail. So here is the tail. We'll go ahead and take it out. I thought, you know, when I was actually purchasing this, I didn't even realize that the Linden's colors match the tail skin. So here it is. So I got the Citrus Splash. Like I said, this tail skin was actually on sale. So that was pretty cool when I saw that. But if you are interested in getting your own Fin Fun is notorious for having sales, especially around holidays. So right now we're in April. Next month in May, we have Memorial Day. And so there's probably going to be some sales around Memorial Day. That's kind of typical, like I said, of them. They may have sales here or there at other times too. So just keep your eyes peeled, because really it's not too bad of a deal. And the Citrus Splash, as you can tell, is green with a little bit of blue and some yellow. So, like I said, I didn't even notice that the the skin here matches the linden really well. So that was unintentional. I was just looking for, you know, my classic green. I really wanted one that would stand out a little bit, so that way if I am training, I'm maybe in some more natural waters with my mer tender, it'd be easier for him to keep an eye on me because, you know, I'm gonna stand out in the water. So that was kind of a little bit of why I chose this color. But also I just, you know, I gravitate towards the green tails, and this one was green. So that's also why. So, like, well, I didn't say this, but so I haven't mentioned this yet, but the Fin Fun tails, for anyone who's familiar with Fin Fun, knows that they're actually made for the Fin Fun monofins. Well, I do not like my Fin Fun. I have the older version. They do have a newer version of this monofin that has stitching down here in the middle that helps keep your feet a little bit more separate. But I find that my feet kind of slide all over on this plastic piece here on the top. You guys can't really see it because it's black on black, but my feet just kind of slip around on that, and so it really isn't, you know, I struggle kicking in this because of that. But so that's why I kind of wanted the linden instead. And I mentioned I looked on, before I purchased this Fin Fun, I looked on the Mermaid Seamstress's YouTube, and actually I'll go ahead and link the YouTube video I'm talking about specifically, where you can see she tries on the monofin with the linden, or the skin with the linden, and it fits perfectly. So it does look like it's going to stretch it out just a little bit, but I'll kind of show you. I'll put it here in my tail so you can kind of see it. So ta-da! There it is on. So I'm not going to really include too much of me. I just sat there and put it on, and it took me a little bit of time. You do want to be really careful. I struggled with getting these, and I did kind of rip some of the seam down here, but that, again, this is okay. I don't plan on taking this monofin in and out. I plan on actually kind of just leaving it in here to dry. As long as it is a fabric tail with a open bottom, I found that it's pretty easy to dry them. The one thing I'll have to be careful of is, unlike my Luna's foot pockets, you go, like, they go through. You don't have like a actual sealed in foot pocket. These don't. These have holes on them, but it's plastic down here. So I'll just want to be careful and make sure that there's no, you know, water sticking in down there. So here's the tail in all its glory. It definitely is a little stretched out, so you know, if you do, I think Justine mentioned this in her video as well, but if you do end up, you know, using this with the linden, you probably are not going to want to use the Fin Fun afterwards, because it's probably going to stretch it out a little bit. So just something to heed, a word of caution, if you might. And it doesn't actually look that bad. It's a little weirdly stretched here in the middle because it's not really meant for that extra girth that you can notice the Fin Fun goes thin where the Luna is thicker. So it's not really meant for that. But like I said, this is just, one, it was on clearance, and two, this is just kind of like a throw it on, let's go tail. So before I wrap this video up, let me just quickly go over this tail with you guys, because I feel like this is something that's kind of brought more attention recently, but for whatever reason, Fin Fun's tails really get a lot of bad rap. A lot of people say they're kids' tails or they're beginning tails, which they are, but I know of plenty of mermaids who just use exclusively Fin Fun and look amazing in them because the quality is great. I've tried tails. I have, you guys know, I have tons of different tails. I have Mertailor, I have Finfolk, I have Aqua Mermaid, I have Shop Vancouver Mermaid, I have tons of different brands, and Fin Fun is not something to scoff at. Like, you know, a couple of things. I mean, I think it's a little bit, I don't know if you guys can see this very well, but it's a little bit more see-through, so it maybe doesn't give you that same illusion, but the print on this is amazing. I mean, look at these stripes. I really like, you know me, I like my stripes. I got stripes on pretty much all my mermaid tails. So I really like the striping here on the side. I don't think, you know, even though it's blue and I'm not really a blue mermaid tail person, I think it's really a beautiful contrast. The blending here in the middle is really done well. I was a little thrown off by the scales have a little bit of white at the bottom to kind of give them like a little bit more of a pop, and that did throw me off. I thought that I was stretching the tail out way too much, but that's actually the print, so that's fine. That's kind of the only critique I have though. It has sparkles, which is so much fun, and it's, you know, eco-safe sparkles. These aren't sparkles that are like, you know, gonna come off. These are like little bits of like, I don't even know what this is, but you know, it's gonna stay on the tail. So it's such a fun, like, I don't know if it picks up the same way on the screen as it is in person when it's hitting the light, but it's so pretty, and I'm actually really excited to try this tail out and swim in it for you guys and have you guys see that. Like, I do actually plan, I don't have a current top. Oh yes I do. Yes I do. So I do actually plan on doing photos and videos in this tail as well. It's just another one of my mermaid tails, but like I said, the original intent and purpose was just to get a tail that I can, this is going to be so much easier to just lug this guy to the pool than it would with one of my floppy silicones. And then I want to be careful with my custom tail because I want to give it as much longevity as possible. So, you know, this is going to be more of my throw-on tail. Let's go swim at the pool and practice. So yeah, so this is my tail. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're not already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that way you can see all the different stuff that's coming your way, because I do have some exciting news to share with you, but I'm gonna hold off. You guys are gonna have to wait, and I think next week is the plan of when I'm gonna be sharing that news with you guys. So be subscribing to my channel. Go ahead and push that bell notification if you don't already have notifications on, so that way you can see the exciting news that I have to share with you. Please go ahead and like this video as well. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Go to Fin Fun's website and pick out your favorite mermaid tail and tell me what it is, so that way I can kind of see a little bit more and get to know you guys a little bit more and what your mersonas are and figure out kind of what you guys enjoy. I'll swim with you guys in the next video. Bye!